When's the last time you saw this picture that the Packers?
Man, that's on our fridge back home. So it's been a minute since I've been back home and saw that, but I don't know who got that, but it's funny.
That kind of how you felt tonight?
Yeah, it is. It is.
So, is there any way in a nutshell to account for the difference in the first half and the second half?
Yeah, I mean, I think when we came in the locker room at halftime, the message was that we just weren't finishing, we weren't executing our plays, and we weren't locked in on doing everybody's 111. So, there's plays to be made, and I think we just weren't executing those, and we weren't able to stay on the field. I think the first half went by really fast for us as an offense. We had one scoring drive, and so I think the message was just do your job, lock in, and execute plays, and stay on the field, and we did that.
9-yarder to Tucker, you were backed up and like you were under pressure. Did you even see him, or what did you see there?
Yeah, no, I saw him. We had kind of a man beater on there, right? And I saw Tuck going to the corner, and as I was kind of throwing it, got hit. Obviously, I had no idea where the ball even went. Was hoping nothing bad happened, and Tuck just saw the replay. Tuck made a great play. Obviously to come back for the ball and then to get that yak, that's a big time play.
What's it like having a tight end like him? I think the stat was 131 of his yards came after the catch tonight. But what's it like having a guy like that?
It's big time. He's a big time player, and I think everybody's seen what he's capable of when he gets the ball in his hands. Just making guys miss, running people over, getting those extra yards. So that anytime he touches the ball, he's going to try and fight for all those yards, and he's just an explosive playmaker. So I'm just glad that everybody's kind of seeing what he's all about now.
Did you feel like you were kind of in the zone in the second half as far as just reading things and putting the ball on the money?
Man, I was just playing. I think you get in that as a player where you just start flowing and playing well, and everybody around me just making plays as well and executing at a high level. So obviously I think we knew what we needed to change at halftime, and I'm just glad we were able to go out there and do that and start making some big time plays.
Jordan, what did you say to Aaron? What did he say to you in the little exchange afterwards?
Yeah, man, it was quick. Just said good game. Obviously keep going for the rest of the season. Want him to stay healthy, and that I got a lot of love for him. So it was very fun to go against him, and told him that I needed that jersey. We're going to exchange those at a later time.
I think you guys are in the second half. Do you think have you started figuring out who you are, what you do best? 85-9. You fed the ball a lot to them in the second half. Do you feel like that identity is starting to come around?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's definitely been flashes all season of our identity, and I think the message has always been just trying to find that consistency. I think obviously getting Christian back was awesome. Just another explosive player, and what we want to be is the most explosive offense in the NFL. So I think just trying to find ways to be as consistent as possible because we know what type of offense we're capable of being. It just comes down to making plays, and like I said, the first half it wasn't up to our standard, and obviously I think the score reflected that. Some of our drives reflected that. Then you look at the flip side, and second half we were able to do that, and so I think that's just what we need to be at all times, just trying to be as consistent as possible.
Pete asked you about kind of being in the zone on those 20 straight completions. That's the kind of thing Aaron would do. Any channeling of that in your game tonight, and just overall what you learned from them?
No, man, I'm just trying to play my game, but like you said, obviously being behind A-Rod for 3 years, be able to see him and just the high level play that he was capable of going out there and doing, and being able to put the ball on the money, at all times was very cool for me to be able to see. But for me, it comes down to just trying to be the best quarterback I can be for the team, trusting those guys, putting it out there for them to go make plays, and those guys, doing a great job of making those plays. So, that's kind of all it is.
7 regular season games with Micah as a teammate now. He had a big second day. Is there anything that's surprised you about him as a player, as a teammate, as a person, or anything that's kind of stood out so far for his run for the Packers?
No, I mean, Micah is a phenomenal player. I think everybody knew, who we were getting when we made that trade for him. So I think the most surprising thing for me is just the way he is every day at practice. The player you see out there on the field on Sundays is the same player at practice, where we're trying to have to tell him to ease up sometimes and stay away from me at times, because he's always hunting, trying to get those sacks and trying to win every rep. So I think it's one of those things we just got to keep going. But we knew what type of player he is, and just trying to go out there and be our best, and him doing that as well.
I know you have immense respect for Aaron. Was there any added pressure coming into this game, going up against the guy that they moved on from to go to you? And is there any more satisfaction that you came out on top? I know you don't go head to head with him, but that you played well and you guys came out on top in a game that also involved him.
Yeah, for sure. There's that, like you said, there's that added level of pressure. I knew coming in this week, this is going to be a very hyped up game and very talked about game for A-Rod coming back and playing against the Packers for the first time. And, obviously us going up against each other. So, that. And like I said at the beginning of the week, my mindset was just trying to come out here and focus on getting that win. Try and block all that extra stuff out and just be the player I need to be and focus on what their defense does and find ways to take advantage of that and coming out here and getting this win. But definitely I knew coming into the week what was entailed in this week.
Was the 4th and 1 call, was that something you guys practiced during the week? And I mean, it worked out great. He's wide open. Was that what you were seeing on film that made you think that play would work, or was
the flat to Tucker?
Yeah.
Yep. No, that was we've ran that play before, and that's exactly what we're trying to get right there. And everybody executed it at a high level. But I think it's a tough play for defense to stop on 4th and 1. You got a lot of different elements you got to try and stop with the run or the pass, and obviously was able to get Tucker wide open right there for an easy completion.
Did you feel like that was a big play because the way that the half ended so badly for you guys, and that you're down, you needed some points? Did you feel like something might have turned there? Or?
No, for sure. Definitely a big play. I think anytime you go for it on 4th down, in field goal range right there, could take the points, but coach giving us that trust to go for it. So anytime you're on the field on 4th down, to be able to convert that is a big play. And then I can't remember what we did after that, if we got a touchdown or not, but to come away with points, I mean, is big time. So, like I said, anytime you go for it on 4th down, converting that, gives you that extra layer of confidence and to try and go finish that drive off.